Welcome to
the Emancipating Scion.
We can finally agree.
Yeah.
So we left off with you killing Dagoth Fovan, but being cursed in return. So what, you are still in the Sixth House Caverns afterwards. Nine Toes recommended, especially since it was dark and the weather seemed to be turning outside, to make sure the cavern is all the way clear and then sleep in shifts there, especially since it looks like you've had a very tough day.
He's still outside at this time.
Right. Well, I assumed that, perhaps I shouldn't have, but I assumed that you would contact him at some point.
Yeah. I think
you're crazy. I'm sorry. It's terminal. I'm gonna pause. Okay. So what do you choose to do then?
I think that Suldag is a little kind of like taken aback by what's just happened, doesn't really like understand it, but it looks like I'm victorious. So I'm gonna turn to Ajira and say, what was that all about? The cursing at the end? I didn't have my was that anything magical? It didn't sound like magic. It just sounded like just a cursing.
I don't really know what you're talking about. I just heard garbled noises.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for stuff to loot, as I usually do in the dungeons once I'm done with it, and I think that is when I find the name of Dagoth Fovan. Despite the fact that I can't read Dunmaris.
So the two sort of stone basins that had stood next to Dagoth in his life.
Unlife, I think.
When he was still kicking.
He was still kinking and singing.
They contain, one of them is mostly folded clothing, some common rings, shirts, pants, shoes. The other basin contains what looks like meat, wrapped in wax paper and covered in sigils. It smells a little odd.
Okay. I'm gonna take the clothing and the rings, the poor people of I mean, like it's like he's not gonna need them anymore. And there's some needy people in
We a little skated over it, but in clearing this sixth house base, you did come across several Dunmer naked and violently attacking you. You were able to quickly deal with them. They weren't to be reasoned with at all. As well
probably just knock them unconscious to the best of my ability.
As well as several more ash creatures. This wasn't the only being within the caverns, just the only one that we needed to do a fight sequence for.
Cool. I'm gonna
Among the enemies that you did fight, you did see at least one corpus beast. So, a humanoid figure, deformed and swollen.
There's a specific condition that's and movie that I don't want to reference because but okay, yeah, no, that's okay. Do I know what they're called?
The creatures that you see, I mean, let's see, what mortal move could you maybe use?
You could just tell me if it's like it's not something I've encountered before, and I'm not that knowledgeable in.
That's true. I don't think that you know what
the
this
term like corpus beast
term is. Yes.
It's possible that Jira told me, but yeah. Okay. Not knowing the line for sure, the line between this is a person who's mind controlled and this is a person who is like by its nature servile to an evil god. I don't think I killed anything on my way here. I think there's a lot of unconscious people. I'm gonna drop sets of clothing on the unconscious bodies on my way out. Yeah, I'm yeah, and I'm trying to think about like the curse. Thou shalt not create that which is beautiful, and I'm like, this was probably just like mumbo jumbo. Am I aware of the power of communion?
Yes. So you are sort of aware that you have, like it's an innate sense you have that you've taken some of this creature's power within yourself. Okay. As you move back through the cave, dispersing the clothing items to the unconscious you've left behind, you can feel sort of the brush of their mind against yours a little bit, especially as these were people who were in deep communion with Fovan. Sort of like a whisper, even if you still have the cloth stuffed into your ears. It doesn't feel the same as when you had been hearing a song entering into yourself. It's sort of the opposite sensation.
I think I haven't put the cloth back in since I killed Dargoth Fovan.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, Dagoth means ancestor, something like that.
That seems like a likely thing that you would remember.
You're not confirming that I know that. You're saying it's likely you would think that. Okay, got it. I love that my divine trigger is overcome a dangerous obstacle with nothing but my mortal wits and skills, and I'm like, my mortal what?
My who?
My skills, I have some, yes, but my mortal wits. Okay, yeah, Gladius. I think in this case, like feeling the brush of their minds, I'm going to.
Sorry, I think I'm turning the gain down just a little bit more. But anyway.
I think don't worry if it goes in the reds. Like that happened all the time. But yeah, Sildag is like, okay, so those people are like the servants of Fovon are still like attacked the city. So I'm like, just in case, since I'm able to like sort of touch their minds, I'm going to like try to gauge their like willingness to hurt people in general, right?
Okay.
Like, is this someone who is an enemy of the people, or is this someone who is like needs a chance to?
So this feels like you're trying to wield a power.
So I when I read the rules, it's like will the power is like when I'm doing something fairly basic, you can just say that my divinity just works.
Okay.
But the wield of power is to do something only a god can do. So
Okay.
it's like it's a more like so I'm like just wanted you to know that there's an option to just not have me roll in this instance.
Yeah, especially since, you know, you're not directly like confronting an enemy here necessarily, and also you currently only have one strain, so this is fairly low stakes. So yeah, you are able to touch on their minds. The most humanoid that you had seen, the truly just naked Dunmer in appearance, they are unconscious. Their mind feels quiet in that slumber, but as you sort of brush against them, you can feel they yearn for connection, but these are still independent minds.
Okay.
There are other, you know, more deformed creatures, as I said, you know, the corpus beasts, in particular. When you touch on their mind, even in unconsciousness, all you can feel is pain. Okay. Just internal pain, and a desire to alleviate that pain, but completely without true logic or thought. This is a mind that's been very, very heavily deformed.
Yeah. I'm gonna put these out of their misery. And as Simon, I'm like, oh man, thank goodness I don't know their name, because if I was aware they were called beasts, I would be afraid. But yeah, I'm gonna put these out of their misery, and I'm gonna I don't know, like I feel responsible for the unconscious ones, but presumably if they're here and they're alive, they have access to like food, water, and stuff around here. I'm not leaving them to die just because this is a lava pit infested with deadly fumes. You know, for some people it's home.
Right.
So I'm like, if they're like, I get the sense of their longing for connection, and I'm like, well, they have each other. And yeah, I think I exit the cave back to Nine Toes.
In that case, despite the oncoming inclement weather, the fact that you've left quite a few creatures alive in this cave system, Nine Toes is going to take one look at you and how exhausted you are. And his first suggestion is, if you're done in there, we should probably try to make some kind of rest.
Is that the only reaction he has to seeing my face?
Oh, you're right. Well, his first instinct is, "Ugh!" and reaches for his weapon.
Whoa, what's up?
Oh, it's...
Have I got something on?
You look a little... It's fine. Just, a little jumpy.
Is there I've got the ancestral axe of somebody else's ancestry. I'm gonna try to see if I can see my reflection in the ice covered sheen of the
so you look similar. Obviously your facial structure is the same, but you look a little more pallid. Your skin looks sort of like papery and ashy.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair is mostly the same, but it looks like you've lost a little bit of definition, especially in your appearance. So you look a little bit, like you would if you had, I don't know, crawled into a hole in the ground for 6 months and not seen the sun.
Oh no! Oh no! The curse! I understand the curse now. I can't. I'm like, oh man, I can't create that which is beautiful. So now if I take my clothing off, it's not gonna be beautiful anymore. No.
Obviously our highest priority at the moment.
Hey, I just got cursed, okay? This isn't... I'm just gonna have to go to the temple to get that removed. It's okay. Yeah, the enemy's taken care of. They're not gonna bother the city anymore, and I took their powers. Wait, hold on. Let me try something. I'm gonna try to commune with Nineto's mind and project the thought, can you hear my voice? Look, my lips aren't even moving.
I think so. When you reach out for Ninetoes' mind, it's much more protected. You had been wielding the power of a god of the servant, or against the servants of that god, versus now you're trying to do so against someone completely separate.
It's not like against. I'm trying to just be like like communicate basically.
So if the minds that you'd previously been interacting with had been sort of in the same sea as you, and you were reading the currents off of them, Ninetoes is a rock. So your words sort of wash over it like a wave. You're not certain if he's received it, but you're definitely not getting anything back without using a power. And he looks at you with his lizard face fairly blank and just says, "Don't do that again."
I'm gonna try to wield the power.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
You are still close to the shrine layer or domain, so you'll get a +1.
I've not done this specific act before because I haven't tried to I've tried to read the minds of the others, but I've not. Yeah. So I have a +1. Ooh, 9 + 1. 10. Fuck. Okay.
Okay. So.
All right.
So
on an overkill 10+, the GM will describe how you also drain, terrify, or wreck what's around you.
Okay. So what were you trying to communicate this time?
Just, hey, can you feel this? Look, my lips aren't even moving.
So you're still trying to send that same message. So Ninetoes, who it seemed like had perhaps received something, because he said, "Don't try that again."
Right.
This time, falls back as if hit by like a concussive wave. His hands clutching his skull, and blood dripping from his eyes.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This keeps happening every time I try to use magic. I keep hurting the people. No.
He stumbles back from you a few steps and says, "What did I just tell you?"
Sorry. shouldn't have tried that. All right.
I can't see. Are we safe to rest here? Because I don't know if I can make it back tonight.
Yeah. Is there a room, at least one room with a door? On the inside of this thing.
Yes, though it looked to be more like a cell. But yes, there's at least one room with a closable door.
Okay. I'm gonna put the others in the cell.
Okay.
I'm gonna crack the bodies in the cell, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, Ajira, do the healing you usually do the lunar healing on Nine Toes for his eyes, please.
Okay. She steps towards you and says, "I thought you were done with the fighting." And a pulse of magic washes over Nine Toes. You still have 4 pieces of marked strain. Do you want to rest in the cave system, or do you want to push on home?
No, I'm staying with Nine Toes in case his eyesight doesn't come back.
Okay. He sort of settles after the wave of healing. It is quite dark in here. He looks at you and says,
Oh, he looks at me.
Well, rather, he like looks towards where he last knew you to be from like moving around in the cave, and says, "We'll rest tonight. I can't even tell how my vision is operating right now. My head aches. What did you do?"
I'm just trying to communicate.
Well, next time just use your mouth.
Yeah, no, that's. I'll do that. Okay, no testing my powers on friendlies. Did you at least get the message?
Yes, your lips weren't moving. I heard
Okay.
you. Both times.
Oh, both times. Okay. So I did do it perfectly. So I should have rolled it with +1 and rolled an 11. Hell yeah, good to know.
Well, you were trying to push a message into someone with defenses, and you didn't know whether you'd done it perfectly or not.
Oh yeah, he's got the Caius Cusades. He's got
Yeah,
some.
this is a spy. This is
Yeah. This is a high level blade. Yeah, I forgot. Like you mentioned the defenses, and it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, guys. Just like Caius, and then I was like, it's okay if I push past them. It's only likely to hurt me. Do I clear strain? I know that my mortal trigger clears all of my strain, and there is enough safety for me to clear some strain, but
Yeah, so
I just reread the section on strain. It's up to you.
yeah, I think yeah, you are taking some time to yourself, recovering wounds, and spending the evening resting. So I think you're going to recover 2 strain.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Okay. So come morning, you are hearing thumping noises from the cell that you put everybody into. But Nine Toes has recovered substantially. His vision within the dark has diminished, but he is still able to make out some shapes. He's he's looking towards you, but not necessarily directly at you.
Okay.
And his head is feeling much better, so he proposes that the two of you make back for Balmora.
Yeah. You go ahead with Ajira. She can guide you in case there's any like. I'm gonna free the others.
If you think that's wise. And he leaves the caverns, as does Ajira.
Okay.
The bird Ajira, yes.
Yes. I'm gonna go up to them, go up to the cell, and be like, "Hello, hi, I'm Sildag. Nice to meet all of you. I've got some good news."
You hear breathing coming from within, but you don't get a response to that.
Okay. There was thumping earlier. Did it feel like thumping against the like bars or door of the cell?
Definitely against the door.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna grab the key and I'm gonna say, all right, y'all are free. Not just from me, but like from any sort of mind control you might have been affected by. So you're welcome. And I turn the key, like open the door a crack, and then I'm gonna step back.
Okay. The deformed humanoid with the growths all over it.
Wait, the corpus beast?
Yes. Oh, that's right. You put that one out of its misery. Yeah. The Dunmer within are looking up at you. It's a male and a female Dunmer. The woman is seated on the ground, her face damp with tears. The male sort of has one hand on the stone wall on either side of him and is staring forward at you, eyes slightly unfocused.
Okay. I'm gonna light a torch. They come with the adventurer's equipment pack, whether or not you have night vision.
Yeah.
Just to like and push the door of the cell open, just to see if they have like, are they able to see?
Yeah. Their eyes seem to track the light. Both of them remain quiet. In fact, after a few more moments of silently staring at you, the male drops down to his knees and lowers his head as well.
Oh, no, none of that. Alright, I'm just gonna put the torch on the wall. I'm like, you need anything? You good?
The divine sustenance. We hunger for his gift.
You might have to shop around, look for something else. All right. Good luck. I'm gonna. I don't feel great about this, but I'm gonna leave.
You can hear them leaving the cell as you move towards the exit. It seems like they're moving towards the altar room.
Okay.
So they're not following you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah. I'm like this. Yeah. They got this. They're. I did them a service by freeing them from mind control, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna catch up to Ajira and Nine Toes.
Nine Toes is definitely moving more slowly than he had been the day before. It's hard to tell, but it does look like he is still has some residual effects from yesterday, but he is moving like someone who can see. The two of you make your way out of the Foyata, the volcanic valley again, and back into the swampy region of the Ascadian Isles. The rain lightly dribbles down on the three of you as you come across Balmora, which it seems in the time since you've left has actually become decorated again, as if for some kind of holiday. Let's see. Balmora. There are cut leather banners, sort of negative space, a lot like the papel picado that you'll see like at like Mexican street festivals, strung together and dyed in vivid colors across the market square. Despite the rain, there's a slightly larger crowd than normal in the Ruby District as you enter through the south gate, and projected onto the hillside that is the Diamond District. You can see a illusion of a battle between these two figures. This one glowing and possessing floating weapons, and this one moving sort of like an octopus or a squid with a face that only a mother could love.
I think because of the two of the like two colors, I recognize the V-Man. No, hold on.
I mean, I guess technically correct.
Huh?
You are technically correct.
Right. Yeah. It's something with the. He's holding the big meteor above the.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. And okay, got it. And the other one is a. Ugly guy.
Yeah.
Is that some like is this a festival that I might not have like enjoyed it as a child, but I might have like been aware that there's festival day in the
I don't know if this is one in particular that you would have celebrated, especially since you grew up among the Ashlanders, but you are aware that the temple hosts festivals. The various stalls are selling mud crab cakes fried in a batter. There are purple ash yam dough balls sweetened, as well as arms and armor that resembles the hide of the beast within the displayed fight on display with absolutely ludicrous price tags. It definitely has the air of a feast day, but notably, you see, Balmora is a fairly large city. It's fairly cosmopolitan, but here, you're seeing almost exclusively Dunmers milling about. This is, of course, a Dunmer holiday, so maybe it's just that no one else wants to be out and about. But the Ruby District normally has more diversity.
This seems like a very nationalistic holiday to Gladius. Also, like, a day after the attack, it makes sense that if it's not one of your holidays, you might still be grieving or like recovering or something. So it's like it makes sense to me that it's like mostly Dunmer. It also makes sense that it's like it does surprise me that it is a larger crowd today. I'd like to know if I can. I'd like to know if I can recognize a god in the figure that is represented fighting V-Man.
Sure. Okay. I don't think you're going to get any of those. You're not in or near to their domain, familiar with their gospel, and it wouldn't be bad if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But go ahead and roll.
All right, that's a 7 exactly. The GM will give you a clear interpretation of the omens. Ask your GM a single follow-up question of your choosing, and they must answer honestly. All right, what is this? What is this figure? I think it's quite possible that I just like lean towards somebody and I'm like, hey, who's the crab guy fighting the V-Man?
The Ruddy Man. Vivek's child of Molag Bal, an evil creature that he disposed of, and thank goodness for that.
That's he's fighting his own kid?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Shit, that was my follow-up question. Okay, no, hold on. Can I, that was my question to the NPC. Can I ask you, like, I would like to get a sense of, like, how much of this story is propaganda, like, feels like religious propaganda?
Well, certainly this festival is being put on by the temple. This is depicting a very mythic sort of fight. You know, Vivek is clearly a god to them, at least, and this seems like a relatively even fight within the illusion. Mm-hmm. So it may be blown up quite substantially. The temple would have every reason to make this more of a thing than it is.
I was asking in the sense of like, okay, Molakbal is that is that the god of murder? That I
no.
Okay.
Okay. It's not he's not a god of murder. I can tell you that much.
Okay, got it.
He's a god of domination.
Got it. So like this. Okay. Okay. Cool. Is this thing still around, or is it like, or did Vivek like?
It's the holiday. Vivek triumphed over the Ruddy Man and destroyed the last of his children with the corner of the House of Troubles.
Okay, well, good. Less of them. That seems better. They were ugly sons of two bitches, I guess. I'm gonna leave. I don't know why I don't like Vivek, but I don't like it. I mean, like Gladius from a ideological standpoint of like we should all be equals, like there shouldn't be any domination over from one person to the next, is like gods are kind of go kind of against my whole thing, but also I feel like there's me being the Nerevar, there's an innate sense of like this guy in particular, like he seems to be just like a two-faced betrayer kind of guy, just from the imagery of him having like And so like and so I'm like, I think Gladius has a sense of, I like, at some point I was wrong by this guy. It might have been subtle. It might have been something that I don't notice, but I feel like he's screwed with me in the past.
And I mean, you grew up as first an Ashlander and then like a someone within the heartland of the Empire. So yeah, you from those alone would have no reason to trust the Vec.
Okay. I would like to cast Skywrite.
Okay.
I think I forgot to do it on my way to Balmora. I'm gonna do it now, since it is in line with communication to some degree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write Freemer's Minor Guild in Caldera, hiring 5 drakes a day.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have you roll, but not for wielding a power. Like that seems like an easy enough thing for you to do that. But essentially,
I might be tempting fate.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me read what tempt fate does, or that might count as like act impulsively. I don't know. No, I don't think it is.
I think fate. You're able to successfully put that sign up in the air. We'll see if you can recruit people or not, especially from just that alone.
I'm like the more support they have, and the more like civilians who are coming in to work they have, the more complicated the situation becomes for the Halalu to like fuck shit up with by force. So I'm basically like involving more people, because they might be looking for a good paying job, and B, because it also ensures safety in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so you've got an ad up in the sky. There's a festival going on in the Ruby District, but you don't seem particularly interested in joining in the festivities.
I think I'm gonna go to the Mages Guild, and I'm gonna try to like walk in there and say, hey, I know Ajira survived. You're gonna have to remind me again.
Massolini was the only other survivor.
Yeah, guild guide, right?
Yes, the guild guide.
Okay. Okay. Hey. I'm back. I brought some fried mud crab. I wanted to ask if there's any way you could help me figure out what's going on with my magic, because it has been going completely all over the place and hurting my allies a lot.
It takes Ajira a second. She's, oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I thought maybe you were someone else for a moment.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I can see what I can do. Restoration magic isn't exactly my specialty as far as.
Okay,
goes.
The money maker it's bad enough, but I'm more concerned about like hurting people around me.
Ajira looks to Masolini and says, I'm really more of an alchemist. Masolini looks at you and says, well, I can maybe try to diagnose with a little bit of mysticism.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly what I need.
So she says, hold on a moment. I would normally go and ask Rhaenys for help at this point, but never mind. Let me check some books.
Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna go towards Rhaenys's desk room.
Mm-hmm.
Rhaenys was the necromancer, right?
Rhaenys was the guild steward, so
Okay.
she was in charge of the operation. Sharn was the necromancer.
Got it. I'm gonna go to Rhaenys's desk, and I'm like, all right, everybody, step back far. I'm gonna if you would benefit from help from Rhaenys, I'm gonna try to commune with Rhaenys for a second. Try to commune with the dead, basically.
Okay.
And I'm bringing the spirit of Rhaenys, or at least the advice of Rhaenys.
Would you say that you're desperate for this to work?
This is something for like this is something to help Masolini. I'm still like no, I'm not desperate. Don't give me too many bonuses, I will roll too high.
Right. Okay. So I think that you're going to be rolling this flat then.
Will the power?
Yeah.
8. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to, like, in contact with her desk and with the items upon it, you're able to a little bit channel her spirit. You feel a little funny, like her voice is coming out of your mouth and her ears are hearing someone else's words. You remember the full interaction perfectly, but it's as if you're like a bystander in the conversation. Masolini's able to ask Rhaenys some details of like what kind of observation spells she should have in place, and like ways to implement better sigils. Rhaenys gives good advice. The entire interaction lasts about 5 minutes, and then she's gone.
Cool.
Ajira watches the whole interaction with her eyes wide.
I'm gonna say, okay, this I wasn't desperate this time. I was pretty desperate the previous times I've used my power. Maybe that desperation is what's causing things to be worse.
Well, I'm glad you weren't feeling particularly desperate. That seemed to go well. But Masolini then begins, she takes chalks and inks and scrawls and sigils on the floor. And once she has things prepared, she says, this should be a fairly protected circle from negative influences. From what I can see, it looks more like your magic, just at a glance, is more divine than arcane.
I'm mostly yes.
Ajira sort of nods and says, even the spells that you would cast that in another might feel more arcane always had a little bit of taste to it. Sort of nodding along with Masolini. She says, okay, well...
That makes sense as a paladin.
Try casting a spell.
Okay. I'm gonna try um, ray of frost. I'm gonna try to basically like shoot it out of the window. Like out. I'm not trying to be destructive. I'm basically trying to shoot it in a direction where there's no one for the range of the spell, so that like it doesn't hit anyone on the way there. But it has nothing to do with communion, so I think I just nothing happens.
It sort of fizzles out. Yeah.
Okay. Is there like any sort of magical effect at all, or does it just not work?
So I think, in fact, instead of a cold ray appearing, you're focusing on the idea of cold, of absence. So I think a burst of darkness gathers around your hand, but nothing else happens.
Oh, well, I've been able to do this spell for like most of my life. Darkness, and I think I'm trying in this moment to darkness has always felt like a like blocking myself off from other people, from their senses, like distancing, the opposite of like communion, basically. So I don't know if I have I don't know if that applies in any meaningful way.
So, given that this is a low stakes situation, but it is sort of connected to your own personal divinity, you're able to summon a cloud of darkness around yourself.
Okay. Oh, that one still looks. That's amazing. Okay, because that one was really important for my fighting style, and I'm gonna dismiss it.
Okay.
Okay, nobody got hurt? Okay.
No.
All right.
The wards didn't even trigger. It looks like this at least is fairly safe.
Okay. The thing that I'm feeling is, okay, ever since I killed Dagoff Folvon, I've just been I felt like I've had a power of communication. Communism. No, communion. No. And it feels like I stole it from them.
Strange. What have you felt?
There's something I can wield in here that's more, it feels much more reliable than any of the magics that I've had previously. And also I feel cursed not to be able to create that which is beautiful, so I wonder what happens if I try.
It sounds perhaps like you interacted with some greater being, perhaps a Daedra, or something similar to that. I've heard similar stories of curses, if nothing else, but never someone taking their power within themselves. Question,
what happens when the curses get triggered?
Nothing good.
Okay.
I wonder, I've seen you heal before. Massolini takes a dagger and pulls it across her hand and says, try to heal me.
Okay. There's a lot of nerve endings. You're gonna want to try with another body part next time. I'm gonna reach in, and I think like instead of like regular lay on hands. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something more along the lines of like a communion of the flesh, where like when we touch, like the flesh merges for a second, and there's like very little like distinction between like where my hand starts and hers ends, and then I pull it back, and I hope the wound is gone.
So the wound is in fact gone, but it's strange. There's sort of an ashy color to the mark. Yeah. Massalini's a Breton. She's very, very pale, but it almost looks as if some of your skin tone has rubbed off onto her where the wound had been.
That's different from what I used to be able to do, but you're healed, so...
That was strange.
Well,
Well, I think we can conclude that your magic is definitely different.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. If a Dunmer and a Breton have a kid together, whatever the mom is what the child will be, right?
Yeah, though they might have some traits from the father as well.
Okay, so congratulations, you're the first part Dunmer person, Breton, in existence.
She nods and looks down at her hand and says, "Well, is there anything else?"
You can probably get that removed at the temple.
She says, I didn't mention anything to the guards about this, but I did feel the night before last a sort of burst of energy in the room. I know afterwards, after the fighting, Ajira was alive and no one else was. Did you use that same power that night, or something else?
No, I didn't have the power of communion in that moment. I think I was, I don't know, burning unstably through the reserves of what I had.
Who did you call on?
I think it was, I had a vision of Zura?
You asked Azura what had happened and how you could fix things, but you had called on Mora House.
Mora House, yeah. That's right. Yes, I'm gonna say. Oh, right. So for the explanation, I called it on. I think I got a vision from Azura, but Mora House is the one that I called for the healing. Is who I usually pray to for healing.
I don't think I've ever seen an elf that venerated Mora House.
It's more the guidelines and the ideology than the entity itself. You know, it's the paladin. My oath is to the common folk.
Well, I have every belief that you meant well by invoking Mora House, but I think it's perhaps worth noting that Alessia's rebellion was against the elves.
That's why Ajira is
Massalini's a Breton. She's a human.
Yeah, Breton. Okay. Oh, okay. All of the elves, right? Because the Orsimer are elves. Aha! I get it. Okay, cool. I'm not. Good to know. why am I still alive then? Was it because I was channeling the magic?
Perhaps.
Okay.
It may be that because you have some connection with this deity already, he recognized you as something other than a threat. But always.
Okay, I'm gonna take off my thing. I'm gonna look at it and like, no racism. Stop that. It's the oath of the common mer.
You're really bad at reading. It did say men specifically.
Not the way it was taught to me. Not the way it was taught to me by my master. But yeah, like. Bad God, no racism. Bad God of the humans. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Is there somebody in a different Mages Guild that could help me figure out more of the details of how? Okay, is it just that I need to be more careful? I need to understand more the deities that I'm calling upon to make sure that I'm not like causing unintended side effects?
That seems like a decent supposition. Ajira mentioned before that you had previously had some amount of arcane spellcasting, but everything that you've done today was purely divine. So I think, yes, a stronger understanding of where your powers are coming from might give you some more control over what it is that you're doing. Mages Guild might not be able to help you so much then, but there are Imperial cult shrines, especially I know there's a chapel in Ebonheart.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to read and sit down to some clerics preaching.
Maybe at least talk with a priest.
Okay, yeah, I can talk with a priest. Yeah, that's. Sorry, I'm not the. It's important that I understand my powers so that I don't hurt anybody. This is not gonna be the easiest of tasks for me, but I'll do it. What if I just keep going on? I've got some important things to do to help the Framers Minor Guild. What if I don't try using my powers near allies?
Well, you might still have other unintended consequences, but you might have them anyways. I can't even guarantee that talking to a chapel priest would necessarily fix the issue. You said you had some vision of a woman cloaked in twilight as well, that you asked for help understanding things.
Yeah. She was giving the sort of like blessing to a Dunmer with mohawk, and I think it looked like a handsome Dunmer with a mohawk.
Well, then perhaps speaking to someone within the Tribunal Temple or even an Ashlander might help you as well.
I've been meaning to talk to some Wait, hold on. I thought Ashlanders have a connection with Azura?
More so than anyone else.
Huh. But I thought they had connections with Daedra.
Yes.
Okay. Right. The
Azura is a Daedra.
Okay. All right.
Ajira.
Daedra, Aedra. It's hard to keep track of who's who's who.
Ajira sort of rolls her eyes and says, the distinction between the Aedra and Daedra is a construction of men. The Khajiit are much more wise in understanding that they are all powerful and all not to be trusted.
Okay, so I know there's a camp up north. Yeah, can you teleport me like up north? And let's see. When did I learn? So Caius Cosades told me about the camp, I think. So it would have been when I came back from. Okay. Can you just remind me the name of the camp that's like. I was told they might be stationed up north on the map. It shows it with their fixed, even though they're moving around.
The Urshalaku are a tribe that's to the north. It was mentioned to you by Hasor Zain Zubani. You had given
in the Rat's Tavern.
Yeah, Rat in the Pot.
Rat in the Pot Tavern.
Or no, I think it was technically the other one, but it's fine. The Aldscar Inn, and you had brought that information to Caius. He told you he had another task for you, and you had said that you would come back in the morning. Of course, then the disaster had happened. You went to him, and he said, "Go deal with that." So you still don't technically have your next set of orders from Caius.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to the camp. Can you remind me the name of the tribe?
The Urshalaku.
Go to Ursula tribe. Alright. Cool. Send me up. What's the you're a guild guide. You can send me places, right?
The farthest I could send you is Eldrune, but yes.
Okay. If I look at my map, that's only like halfway there, right?
To the Urshalaku camp? Less than.
Less than halfway? Oh, I usually just go into the into the Discord where you.
Oh, the Discord is where I sent it. Yeah, there it is. So, Balmora, Aldrune, and then this is the area that the Urshalaku tend to camp in. So
you don't have anybody in. Wait, is Nisus where I was in the mines?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So I can actually like make my okay. So it's only like a couple of days walk away. Send me to Aldrune, and from Aldrune I'll just retrace my steps back to Nisus.
Okay.
And then from there I'll improvise.
Okay. She nods to you and says, "Take care of yourself. I hope you can answer these questions." And she makes the necessary gestures and a flash of light, and you find yourself within Aldrune.
I think the last thing that Masalini and Najira hear is Sildag saying, "Oh, by the way, this is important."
So what's the first thing that the Aldrune Guild guide hears you say?
Hold on. I didn't think through.
Oh, right. That was more of a joke.
That was more of a joke. Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a good place to stop?
I think so.
Today. Okay. Good game. Star. I like how we're getting used to the system and getting used to like when to make rolls and when not to make rolls. And oh man, I like how destructive rolling too high is in this system, and how you're not like pulling punches. You're like, he's like, he might be blind forever now, and I'm like, fuck. I know that like you were like, well, his vision is coming back a little bit, but it might never come back all the way, and stuff like this. So like the having those permanent effects on allies, this feels much more like it's now dangerous for me to take companions with me in like, because of the way like this is I like how the game system isolates Gladius in like as the god killer in a way that like Dungeons and Dragons was doing the opposite of like, I need to have as many people in my party to give me as many support buffs as possible. I need a Jira to be with me at all times. Now I have like psychic powers that could crumble your mind if you are too protected from them, and Ajira's mind is in the bird at all times, and I'm like, you can't like, this is dangerous. You gotta like like it's coming naturally as a consequence of us following this new system, but like the it is isolating in a way that is very interesting. And I hope to see more like what else organically arises from the way the moves are phrased. And that, I guess that's my wish, is to see more of that, like what naturally comes out of this system.
So I think my star, I loved you like stopping and trying to interact with the people within the sixth house space. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this as a system. I think it's giving you a lot of like creative liberty, which is, I think, like making the scenes feel a little more like flesh, which I really appreciate. And I think just as a wish, I'm really looking forward to seeing that dichotomy between like feeling pushed to move on your own, feeling very pushed out into the wilderness, especially, and like Gladius's, fears, and seeing those sort of come head to head.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really interesting next session.
Oh yeah, because like isolating myself from the people I mean to protect, which is all of the common myrrh, means going into the wilderness. Oh fuck, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, like that's not.
I mean, you're literally looking to find a mobile tribe in the middle of nowhere, and you are deciding to set out on your own to do so.
Yeah, bringing people with me would be dangerous, and I have to go physically. So it's like, my oath now binds me to go alone into the wilderness. Like we've reached that point of like the paladin oath, and my strongest fear are like, yeah.
I think that was a really good game, very good session, and look forward to playing next Monday.